Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for all your weekly summation from the release news from the goings-on from the week that was. Alrighty folks, so let's get started this week with actually something I forgot from last week, so I do apologise for all of you X-Plane fans out there. So yes, there was a release onto the X-Plane payware market last week with Carinado bringing their 500S Shrike Aero Commander HD from not only from the FSXP and ESP P3E world and bringing it over to the X-Plane 10 world. So this aircraft is the usual high quality that we come to expect from Carinado with beautiful HD quality textures and of course some of their beautiful custom audio that's come through with their beautiful high quality sound sets they do for that. It is only for the 64-bit version of X-Plane 10, just for those who might still be using the 32-bit version. So yeah, it does only work with the 64-bit version, comes with the default X-Plane GNS 530, but does improve a lot of the multifunction side-scrolling support as well. So, and as I said, a lot of the features that we saw in the previous release of the ESP variant, including the high-quality digital sound set, the flight dynamics, the window transparencies and custom elements that we've come to expect in all Carinado aircraft are of course present in this one as well. Comes with 6 high-definition liveries plus 1 blank livery for you to do your own repaints with as well. So looking quite spectacular. Available now from Carinado directly or from your favorite flight sim retailer. Alright, and continuing now with the releases for this week, sticking with the flight simulation world for the moment. So we've got a couple of releases this week. Okay, I was going to get this one out of the way. I report this because it is a new release. Perfect Flight have released their 777X. If you buy a Perfect Flight product, then you know what? I'm just going to call it, you're an idiot. Like, not gonna lie. Yeah, the quality of their product is rubbish. They're massively, and yeah, it's shocking. If you want a 777 and you don't want to go into the in-depth one of like a PMDG one, then you know what? There is an absolutely amazing freeware one that was adapted from the Project Open Sky setup. So go and get yourself that. Do not get this. If you do, you're an idiot. Calling it right there. Anyway, that's done. If you do buy it, it is available now from Sim Market and from other flight sim retailers available now. Alright, in other flight simulation releases this week, so we saw the guys over at RF Scenery Building. They've released another release this week from another Italian airport. So lots of Italian airports coming out this year. So this is Turan Airport, or also known as Turan Casale. So it's in the located in the area of Casale Torrens, which is northwest of the city of Turin. So quite, it's fairly flat, but it's somewhat fairly flat terrain around there, but very beautiful, very lush, very picturesque area. Comes with this one comes with a whole heap of land class, specialized land class for the area. So it does go for the area around the airport, not just the airport itself. Comes with beautiful glass effect on the windows, which is really hard to do and really kind of interesting that they do it. Which looks kind of cool. All the usual things that you come to see with proper airport releases, so customized airport buildings, beautiful looking runway textures, very high definition textures for that one. It does have seasonal changing of its photoreal textures as well, so it will change automatically with the seasons. And your ground textures are set into 2048 as well, which is quite nice. What's interesting as well is that it is coming out through this with the fact that they have made it compatible with FTX Global and also with the Tabaret Italy 19 meter mesh, as well as just the default stuff as well. So really cool that it is, they're trying to maximize their actual compatibility with other products as well, which is kind of cool. One side note as well, which is interesting, not that it really affects me because I don't really fly jetliners, but the jetways are not movable, so they are not animated, they are only static. So just FYI for that, if you do see that in there. But yes, if you do want to fly to yet another Italian destination and add another Italian destination to your flight planning, this is available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Alright, moving away from the flight simulation world now, moving on to the permanent way. So, we've got a couple of releases for Train Simulator this week. So, we saw a train add-on. It was part of the marketplace. So, we saw the Class 465 Southeastern livery pack add-on for this one. So, this is a livery pack only for this one. So, it's $5 the original equivalent. So, it is for the Southeastern Class 465 EMU. Available separately, so this just simply gives you some extra color schemes. So this gives you an additional 6 color schemes. Well, technically it's 3 color schemes, but across the 2 different models. So it's for both the model 465/2 and the 465/9 in Southeastern's livery. So you get their yellow no stripe livery, their blue no stripe livery, and their blue stripe livery. And you also get a yellow grey livery for their 46591. So there you go. So yeah, it is kind of cool. As I said, if you do want to give your 465 EMU a bit more of a spruce of colour, then this could be a pack for you. Yeah, as I said, it's a skin pack, it's a livery pack. If you do want to expand your things there, so not a new train, not a new scenario or anything like that, but it is just there for an extra bit of visual candy for you. Available now on Steam. Alrighty, the other release in the train simulation world this week was the Wherry Lines Norwich, Great Yarmouth, and Lowestoft route add-on. So reading through the history of this route was kind of interesting. Basically, it opened back in 1844 and was sort of operated as a bit of a sort of a branch line, but then sort of heading through the Great Eastern Railway to actually be able to connect to London. And Liverpool and Manchester, and actually do a lot of sort of a lot of the great regional destinations. But as a lot of the long haul sort of things started to sort of disappear, and the sort of a lot of lines were streamlined, less and less traffic came on it, so sort of it was many thought it was actually going to close and shut down, but it sort of ended up becoming a bit of a saved by and an interesting thing for enthusiasts as well, because although the long haul services went by the early 2000s, with only Yarmouth still being served to London and Norwich, but the other smaller parts of the line ended up actually becoming still quite popular for summer holidays and sort of summer events, and still having regular scenario and regular traffic on them. So much so that they would actually have some of the smaller and older locomotives would continue to be used in different formats and different classes and different timetables, to the point where it almost becomes like a flashback in time, especially for the fact that the actual signaling system is still an old semaphore type signaling system, and not the modern things that have been upgraded everywhere else. So for people who enjoy and are interested in the history of British Rail, it's actually very interesting with the diesel powered units being used on these lines, and actually having these older sort of style signaling things. So it's become known as the line that time forgot. Now there is, of course, there will most likely be upgrades to all the things sometime in the future, but as of early 2016, it is still a bit of a time warp with its old manual and old semaphore signaling and manual level crossings. So yeah, it's very interesting, and that's how this one's been modelled. So it's been modelled as of sort of late 2015, early 2016. With all these classic features still there. Now, with this pack as well, not only do you get a whole heap of, you get 44 miles of the route done as well. You get 20 scenarios based on real world timetables for both the class 37 and the class 170. Now, both you do get you get 2 trains as well as coaches in this one as well. So you get the British Rail class 37/4 and the British Rail class 170, and then you get the British Rail Mark 2F TSO and BSO coach rolling stock as well. So you get a whole heap of stuff in this pack one as well. Look, quite honestly, from the screenshots, this is actually looking like one of the most detailed, like visually detailed setups that I've actually seen come out for quite a while for the Train Simulator series, which is kind of cool, and very picturesque countryside that it goes through. So yes, so possibly looking like that one might be worth the price. So yeah, that one is available now for $40 or your regional equivalent. Available now on Steam for your time warping rail simulation pleasure. Alright, moving away from the permanent way this now and moving on to the asphalt. So, but continuing with public transportation, so OMSI 2 has had yet another add-on released this week. So this one is the Rhine Housing add-on. So this one goes through it's actually a fictional city. It's actually not an actual city, but it's designed in its own words to reflect a pattern of urban development and links to the rural hinterland, which is common throughout Germany. So it gives you 10 drivable bus lines around the city and the surrounding countryside, including 2 regional lines to carry passengers from the inner city all the way out to the edge of the town and back again. Over 500 new 3D objects in here as well, including a really beautifully, richly detailed rural area as well as the urban environment. All sorts of things have been put in here. Over 110 bus stops and 200 junctions have been put in. So it's absolutely incredibly detailed. And so yeah, if you're wanting to look something different that's not necessarily a true city, but give you an experience of sort of German traffic as a whole and the urban sprawl, as it were, and its encroachment onto the rural world, this could be an interesting little one to actually do this one as well. So yeah, kind of cool, kind of interesting. So no new buses with this one. As I said, it's just a route add-on, but a whole heap of new stuff there. But you do get some new AI vehicles with that as well as your bus depot. So yeah, looking pretty cool, pretty interesting. So if OMSI 2 is your thing and driving buses around as well is the thing for you, this is available now. This is available now either direct from Aerosoft or from Steam, and I believe it's also coming out to other other online simulation retailers as well. So keep an eye out for that one. Coming out for around about $25 or your regional equivalent. Available now. Alright, sticking with the asphalt, but moving away from the public transportation world and moving on to very much the high-speed world. So we saw a couple of releases from the I think the two biggest names in the car racing sort of world at the moment in simulation. So we saw Project Cars. Now, Project Cars, the Pagani edition. This isn't really so much a new release. This is a fully functional demo is actually really what this is. So this essentially, what this does is this grabs 5 vehicles and 3 tracks out of the actual Project Cars and makes them available. Makes them available for free though. So for anyone who's not sure if they want to get into Project Cars and want to try it before they buy, particularly with a lot of the mixed sort of user reactions to Project Cars out there, this is a really great way for you to do it, because as I said, this is free. You get 5 really beautifully modeled vehicles. You get 3 nice looking tracks as well. So you get a combination Nürburgring and Nord's combination ring, the Monza GP track, and the Azure Coast track as well. You get it's a couple of different race modes. You go quick race and you got time trial. So yeah, it's fully functional. Doesn't have the multiplayer side of thing. It's just single player. But as I said, it's there for you to try. Essentially, think of this as a demo, as a game demo. So if you're not sure if you want to get into Project Cars, or you've heard mixed things, not sure if you want to run on a system, great way to have a bit of fun and for free. And it is compatible with virtual reality as well for those who do love your VR. So yes, available now for free. And if you do like it, of course, you can always upgrade to the full version of Project Cars, which is of course available through your favorite simulation retailer. Alright, and of course from the other release this week was the Assetto Corsa Porsche Pack. So this is the first of what seems to be 3 Porsche packs that are going to be coming out for Assetto Corsa. So this one comes with a 9, I think it is. I think it's 9 different Porsches, mostly various versions of the Porsche 911. So the Porsche, pretty much you think of a Porsche, you think of a 911, basically. Seriously, sometimes I think that Porsche designers are lazy because the shape hasn't changed. But then again, you could always argue that, you don't mess with perfection. I don't know. Depends on which camp, the side of the camp you fit in. Anyway, so yeah, it comes with a whole range of the 911s as well as the 918 Spider and the 718 Cayman S as well. So you got all sorts of different vehicles are going to be in here. A few experimentals, a few classic vehicles. A lot of fun to be had. What is interesting, as I said, the reason that we sort of know there's going to be 3 of these Porsche packs is that at least for the PC version. Not sure about the console version. You can actually not. You can either buy just the Porsche Pack 1, or you can choose to purchase their Porsche Season Pass, which will give you all 3 of the announced and confirmed Porsche packs that are coming up in the future. So yes, available now on Steam for PC players. As I said, for console guys, not sure. Couldn't find out if this is going to be available for the console version. I'm sure at some point it will be if it's not already. And so yeah, just keep an eye out on your online store, whether you be on Xbox or PlayStation for that one. Alrighty, sticking on the ground for now this week. So okay. So Emergency 2017 came out. Look, so I used to really like the Emergency series, but it just seems to be. It just seemed to me that over the last few years they've just really just become, yeah, let's just recycle what we've already got and try and make an extra few bit of cash out of this without actually doing anything. Unfortunately, Emergency 2017 doesn't challenge that. It continues that tradition. It's a mission pack for 2016. It doesn't change anything. All the content from Emergency 2016 is here. You get an extra mission. Like that's it. Like you get you get one new vehicle, a new operation, and a couple of new an operation and a mini campaign. But like that's it. Like it's yeah. If you've previously got 2016, it's like $6 to upgrade it, so I suppose it's not too bad for that one. And for new users, you get the whole lot. But I've got a lot of problems with it. For those who may or may not know on my channel, I have done a previous review of 2016 where I revealed how unimpressed I was by it. And yeah, this as I said, it adds. It's a mission pack, and it's trying to sound like a new game, but it's not. So yeah, I think these guys need to actually take a break, maybe take a couple of years away from this and actually go back, stop using something that's bordering on 10 years old now, and actually try and do something different from the ground up. Just gonna throw it out there. But if you you're an existing owner of 2016 and you do want to add the extra mission pack, you can purchase it you get the mission pack update for $6 at the moment. Though it does seem to possibly be a time limited offer. Not sure about that. Otherwise, if you're new to the genre, just do your research before you jump into it, because as I said, it doesn't impress me anymore. It really doesn't. But yeah, and for $40, I think it's overpriced. Not gonna lie. So, yeah, there you go. Buyer beware. Available now on Steam for Emergency 2017. Available now for $40 US. Currently on a launch special of $36 US or your regional equivalent. Alrighty, now leaving the terra firma behind and heading into space now. So heading off with Far Beyond a Space Odyssey. So this is one for the VR crowd. So this is a VR required device. So you can't do this if you don't have VR. This actually poses some really interesting questions. Essentially, you're the lone survivor of your dead dying deceased civilization, and you have to maintain your ship, which is to the far side of the galaxy at an uninhabited planet by the name of Earth. So you can deploy your Eden project and basically create and bring back the best things about your race. So what's interesting about this is the fact that you are alone with nothing but an AI and two AI probes to keep you company in this journey. it's been hailed as a bit of a like a roguelike thing where you've got to sort of juggle various different challenges along the journey and actually remember to be able to do a lot of stuff as well. And failure is an option. Failure is going to happen. So yeah, really interesting set of game mechanics seem to be displayed in this one. As I said, unfortunately, I don't have VR, so I won't be doing any reviews of this one. But yeah, just the premise of the game looks really interesting. So yes, if you do have a VR headset and this is something that you could be interested in, have a look for this one. Available now on Steam. Normally $20 US, but currently on a launch special for $17 US or your regional equivalent. Available now. And finally, rounding out the simulation news for this week, we saw the latest piece of DLC come out for the Offworld Trading Company. So Offworld Trading Company is a cool little title, indie title that I thoroughly enjoy playing. So this is the Patron and the Patriot DLC. So this adds in a couple of new CEOs, a couple of new classes, some new campaigns and campaign features as well. There's a couple of new story-driven campaigns about life on Mars and some of the history of it, and just looks kind of cool. As I said, this title is really interesting. It's really affordable and really cool. It just places a couple of unique ways of looking at the simulation, sort of a business simulation genre in the Offworld scenario. Really kind of cool, really kind of fascinating. I thoroughly enjoy it. I really need to do more videos of it. I do enjoy it, but there are a couple of really good YouTubers out there for it. So yeah, do some checking of it. I think it's an awesome title, and this looks like a really great add-on for it as well. So yes, there's the Patron and the Patriot DLC is available now for $5 US or your regional equivalent. Available now on Steam. Alright folks, that does wrap up the NovaWrap for this week and all your simulation news release summaries for the week. So thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.